Hey guys, I'm Natalie. Welcome to today's low impact, full body, high intensity workout. Today you will need a floor mat for a couple of the moves, but if you have wrist or shoulder issues, we're going to be doing forearm planks, so that should alleviate pressure on your wrist. And then we're going to be sitting on our butt doing the Russian ab twist. So you should be fine for those moves. We are also going to focus on the core today. So it's still going to be a full body workout, upper body, lower body, but extra challenging for our core. So let's start with our 2-minute warm up. Feet are about hip distance apart. Feet are facing forwards. Let's draw the knees up towards the midsection and set up our form. So pull yourself up through the crown of the head, a nice long tall torso supported by a really strong core. Roll the shoulders up and back for 1, 2, and 3, keeping back and down the whole time we're working out. And then I want you to start climbing an imaginary ladder. So you're pulling down on those rungs with the arms. Remember, the ladder's not here, it's on a tiny ladder. Get in there, pull down on those rungs. Let's do a few more here and watch our form, torso long and tall, like you've got a book on top of your head and you're supporting this awesome posture using your core muscles. Let's do a few more for 3, 2, and 1. Walk the feet wider, feet are facing out to the corners of the room and get low, and then start pulling on an imaginary rope as you lift your feet up off the ground and stay low. But my torso is still long and tall, so never hunched over, nice and tall, staying low, warming up the inner and the outer thighs and pulling on that rope. So again, not just flopping the arms out there, but like you've got this rope in front of you and you're pulling it back for 3, 2, and 1. From here, same position, we want to squat and then drive up through the heels, squeeze the glutes at the top, 2 semicircles with the arms. Let's watch our form, guys. If you're new here, making sure that you're sitting back into the squat rather than sitting up and down. It's like someone's got you by the base of the spine and they're pulling you back and you're driving up for 3, 2, and 1. Shuffle on the spot. I'll show you the first move. Grab 2 hand weights. Feet are hip distance apart and together, weights up at the shoulders. We're going to do a knee up with an overhead press, kick with an arm push. So 1 up, 1 out. Just your right leg, left arm. Starting with the knee up and the overhead press. Here we go, 1 up, 1 out. I want you to imagine that there's a book on top of your head. What's this got to do with the core? So we're standing on one leg and we're throwing ourselves off balance with this weight by going up and out. Your core has to work hard to stabilize you. Other side. So up and out. So this is actually engaging all the muscles of the core, including your glute and your back. Here we go. 1 up, 1 out. So right arm, left leg. Of course, working the arm and the shoulder, working the standing leg, also working this kicking leg. So it's a full body move, but an extra challenge for the core. 1 knee up, 1 kick. 2, 1. All right, guys, feet facing forward. Grab both weights in one hand if you like. We're going to do a side lunge, weights to hip, side lunge together. So start with the weights out in front, side lunge. Draw the weights to the hip and then back together. So as the weights come to the hip, your right knee is coming across the body and then the weights are coming down by the hip. Working our arms, inner thigh, booty, but working our core. So side lunge across the body, side lunge together. So standing on one leg works the core. Here we go, side lunge, and this is working obliques and together. And of course, my favorite, side lunge for inner thigh and booty. Let's not forget about the arms and the shoulders getting a workout. 5 seconds. 2, 1. All right, guys, starting a wide stance, feet out to the corners of the room, weights on the shoulder. We're going to squat. Swivel to the right, squat, knee to elbow. Squat and swivel, squat, swivel to the right, squat, right knee to left elbow. So 1 swivel to the right, 1 knee to elbow. Squat, swivel, squat, knee to elbow. Just your right knee and just swiveling to the right. 2, 1. So other side. Nice wide V. We're going to squat. Swivel to the left, squat. Left knee to right elbow. Get ready. Squat, swivel, squat, and knee to elbow. So you're doing that swivel on the ball of your right foot as you come up out of that squat and swiveling to your left. Working the obliques on the swivel and on the knee to elbow. All right, guys, come into a forearm plank. Keep your feet wide. We're gonna swivel to the right and open up, and then back to a forearm plank. Here we go, forearm plank, swivel to the right and open up. Back to a forearm plank, back to the swivel. Going nice and slow and controlled, and then back to the swivel. So you're going from the balls of your feet to the sides of your feet. Other side. So I want you to make sure that the hips aren't collapsing, they're tucked under. You're holding, and then you're swiveling now to your left. Here we go, hold forearm plank, swivel to the left. Back to a forearm plank, swivel to the left. Awesome core move right here. We are also challenging shoulders and the back. Back to a plank, swivel to the side, and back to plank. Well done, guys. 1 down, 3 to go. Grab a drink. I'll show you the first move. 1 hand weight. Just the left leg. Rear lunge, knee to elbow, rear lunge, and then knee up. So down, knee to elbow, down, knee up. Here we go. Rear lunge, knee to elbow, rear lunge. Stand with the knee up, or you can just tap. So rear lunge, knee to elbow, rear lunge, tap. It is a tricky one for the balance, so you're perfectly fine to do a tap. I'll show you on the other side. So we're coming into a rear lunge, knee to elbow, rear lunge, and then either a knee up or just bring the feet back together. Right leg, rear lunge, knee to elbow, and knee up, or just tap. There is not a lot you're missing out on if you just do the tap. I'd rather you focus on form than worrying about the knee up. 2, 1. All right, starting a wide V. Arm out in front. Rear diagonal, knee to elbow, rear diagonal together. Going to that back left corner. Rear diagonal, knee to elbow, and together. This time, just keep the feet on the ground as you step together. Down, together. Working inner thigh, but also challenging the core again. Standing on one leg, and then doing that oblique move with the knee to elbow. So back corner, knee to elbow, down, together. Here we go. Bring it down, knee to elbow, and then back together. And then just doing a front raise with this arm, working the shoulder and the arm. We're also working the back here, inner thigh and booty. 2, 1. Start in a small V, both hands on the weight. Not all the way overhead, but on an angle. Throw it down, stand it up, throw it down together. Here we go, squat, stand, squat, together. Sit back into that squat, drive up through the heels, and squeeze the glutes as you stand. This is a core move. Believe it or not, your core is helping to control this weight as you throw it down, bring it up, throw it down. So I'll show you on the side. So not all the way up here, because you'll hyperextend your back, out on an angle, down, up, down, together. To your left, squat, stand, squat, together. Nice and wide on that plie squat, inner thigh and booty, and working the core, making sure you really give it a squeeze as you stand. After this, come on the floor, 1 hand weight with your mat. We are doing the Russian ab twist. You can either keep your feet on the floor or lift them up off the floor. I'll do 4 and 4, so I'll start on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, lift them up. 2, 3, 4. Back on the floor. 2, 3, 4, lift them up. 2, 3, 4. Drop them. So we are going to keep going through the break. 3, 4. You can have a break if you like, or keep going with me. 2, 3, 4. Drop the feet. 2, 3, 4. Lift them up. 2, 3, 4. Join back in if you're on the break. 3, 4. Lift them up. 2, 3, 4. Drop them. So of course you can keep them off the ground or on the ground the whole time. Drop. 2, 3, 4. Lift them up. 2, 3, 4. And drop them. Well done, guys. Grab a drink. You're halfway done. So we don't normally run through the break, but I thought just for a change, why not? So we're going to be doing left arm, right leg, knee up, kick, overhead press, arm push, back, long and tall. Here we go. 1 up, 1 out. Like you've got a book on top of your head. Bring the knee up to hip height and kick. Hip height and kick. Torso, long and tall. We're really challenging this standing leg. We're getting our heart rate up. We're working this right arm. But most importantly, we're working the core. So it stops you from wobbling around. It's engaging everything all around the back, the glutes. Other side, up and out. Here we go. 1 up, 1 out. Back, long and tall. Imaginary book on top of your head. And you don't want it to fall like a ballerina. Keep it going, guys. A few more. 5 seconds. 2, 1. All right, guys, feet together. You can hold on to both weights if that's easier. Arms out in front. Side lunge. Dumbbells to hip. Side lunge together. Get ready. Side lunge to your right. Lunge. Weights to hip. Side lunge together. Inner thigh and booty. Core. Inner thigh. And of course, arms. So drawing your right knee across the body as the dumbbells come to the hip. I'll show you on the other side. Making sure that you're sitting back into the side lunge. It's not up and down. Booty goes back, torso long and tall. Here we go. Side, weights to hip and together. Nice and deep. In that side lunge, engage the core. Let the core help keep the torso long and tall, whether you're pivoting forward or vertical. 2, 1. Okay, nice and wide. Dumbbells on the shoulders. We're going to squat, pivot, squat, knee to elbow. So squat and then stand and pivot to your right. Squat, pivot, squat. Right knee towards left elbow. But they don't have to touch. I don't want you to hunch the back to get them to touch. Just bring your left elbow towards your right knee. They both come to the center. I'll show you on the other side. Squat. Just swivel to the side plane. Squat. And then just here, I'm not crunching over. Here we go. Squat. Swivel. Squat. Knee to elbow. Nice and wide. On the squat, feet should be facing out to the front corners of the room. Get low in that squat. Make those inner thighs work. A few more. 2, 1. Forearm plank, guys. Making sure that you don't let the hips collapse under. Tuck them so you're not like this, you're like this, and then opening to the side. Here we go. Hold and swivel. Back to plank and swivel. So your feet can be a little bit wider than hip distance if that's comfortable. And then you're just swiveling to your right and then opening that arm up to the ceiling. Other side. So you're going to be swiveling to your left. Tuck those hips under. Hold forearm plank and then swivel to your left. Here we go. Hold forearm plank and swivel. Forearm plank and swivel. Really opening that arm up to the ceiling. We're going from the balls of the feet to the sides of the feet. Back to a forearm plank and a swivel. 1 forearm plank. Guys, 1 round to go. Grab a drink. One hand weight. So start arm overhead, rear lunge on the left. Rear lunge, knee to elbow, and then either tap or knee up. Here we go. Rear lunge, knee to elbow, rear lunge, tap, or rear lunge, knee to elbow, and knee up. I'll do 1 and 1, so no one feels left out. No shame in just tapping the foot. You're really not missing out on much. And tap it, or knee up. So making sure right leg comes back. You've got 2 right angles. You're not opening up that hip, and you're bringing that right leg close to the ground. Rear lunge, knee to elbow, and tap, or rear lunge, knee to elbow, and knee up. Just doing the overhead press when you come up on the final stand. Here, down, knee to elbow, down, knee up. All right, guys. Catch my breath. Rear diagonal, knee to elbow, rear diagonal, together. Here we go. Bring it back, knee to elbow, back, together. Remember, challenging the core 2 ways here. First, anytime we stand on one leg, we're involving the core. Now we're challenging it a bit more with the obliques on the knee towards the elbow. 2, 1. And I am feeling my inner thighs. Been doing a lot of inner thighs lately. Starting a V to the back corner, arm at shoulder height, rear diagonal, knee to elbow, and together, down, across, down, together. My knee and elbow are not touching. They're miles apart. Across, down, together. Sitting back into that rear lunge. All right, guys, small V. Weight on a diagonal in front of you. Squat, stand, squat, up. So we're doing a throw down. Here we go. Throw it down, lift it up, throw it down together. So really driving up through the heels, bringing the weight up to like forehead height or a little bit higher, but not all the way overhead. Squeeze it up and together. 2, 1. I'll show you on the left. So the weight's here, not all the way up here, or I'll hyperextend my back. It's just here. Down, up, down, together. To your left, squatted, stand, squat, together. Get low. Feet are stepping out on a wide V. Get in those inner thighs. Squeeze it up. After this, Russian ab twist for the final move. Down, squeeze, down, together. Grab your mat, guys. Your choice. You can do it with me. 4 on the ground, 4 off the ground, or choose wherever you want to be. So on the ground for 1, 2, 3, 4, lift them up. 2, 3, 4, drop the feet down. 2, 3, 4, and up. Keeping the torso long and tall. Drop the feet. So the back should be still tall, not hunched over. 3, 4. Keep going if you like, or you can rest. Drop the feet. 2, 3, 4. Lift them up. 2, 3, 4. Join back in if you're resting. Lift the feet up. 2, 3, 4, and drop them. 2, 3, 4. Doing a little bit of rectus abdominis, but doing our obliques. 3, 4. Lift them up and down. You know I love this move. 3, 4. Keep it going. Well done, guys. Give yourself a round of applause. Let's stay down here for the first part of our stretch. So I want you to bend both knees to your left. Then I want you to bring your right hand on the outside of your right knee. On the outside of your right hip. And then I want you to lift your right hip up and grab your left hand and reach up and over your head and look down at your right hand. So what we should be doing is feeling a really nice stretch in that left hip, opening up that left hip and quad. Keep pushing through the hips, very gently breathing back down. Now I want you to grab the top of your left foot and really get a nice stretch. Pick the knee up and see if you can get a nice stretch in this quad. A nice way to stretch the quads without putting any pressure on the knee, without losing our balance. Switching sides. So bring both your feet and your knees on the right side. Left hand comes down to on the outside of the left hip. Lift this left hip up off the ground and then reach that right arm back up and over towards the back left corner, feeling that beautiful stretch in your right hip this time. Bring it back down, grab the top of this foot and just find that spot where you can get the nice stretch in that quad, pushing out through the hip if you can to really feel that stretch. Just move around until you find that spot. Bring the feet out in front, left foot out to the corner, right foot comes in on the inside of the side. Lift yourself up, nice long tall torso. Come forward and then walk your hands around to your left foot and bring your torso down towards your left shin. Mine is miles away. Don't worry about touching it. Don't hunch to get down there. Just a nice long tall torso. Left foot is flexed. Come back up to center, switching sides. Nice long tall torso. Come forward with the hands, then walk them around to the right. Grab the right shin or the foot or the quad, whatever's comfortable. Don't worry about hunching over. It doesn't matter how far down you come. Just come down, chest towards the shin with a flat back and keep this right foot flexed, feeling a nice hamstring stretch here. Back to center. Guys, if you can, come up with me nice and slowly. So we're going to come into a little tuck position and then slowly, slowly, slowly unravel one vertebrae at a time. I caught it. Okay, walking the hands up the shins, slowly, 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 keeping the knees ever so slightly bent, up the quads very, very slowly. Stack the vertebrae one on top of each other. Slowly, slowly, slowly. The head's the last to come up. I want you to do 3 big arm circles up and back for 1, 2, 3. Grab one hand on top of the other and open up the arms and really stretch out that chest. If you're wondering what I was doing before I caught a mosquito, my hands. And I normally wouldn't kill little critters like that. Switch which hand is on top. But it's been feasting on me all morning and I couldn't catch it. So he was coming in for another snack and I had to send him to mosquito heaven. So I'm sorry about that. Okay, open up the arms. All right, shake it all about. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this workout. Give yourself a round of applause. Any comments, any suggestions, any favorite moves or workouts, please leave them down below and I hope to see you next time.